In this video, we're going to explain everything you need to know to travel to northern Portugal. The most complete video you'll watch today about this destination, covering Porto, the Douro Valley, Braga, and Guimarães, with the best tips. So let's get started. Northern Portugal is, for many, the soul of the country. It's where Portugal was born. It's a region that combines the urban and melancholic atmosphere of Porto, the history of Guimarães, the faith of Braga, and the breathtaking landscapes of the Douro Valley, the birthplace of port wine. But before we talk about the destinations, let's get to the most important logistics. When is the best time to visit northern Portugal? In our opinion, the best times are spring, from April to June, and fall, in September and October. The weather is perfect, not too hot and not too cold. The fall, especially in September, is the time of the Vindima, the grape harvest in the Douro Valley. The region is festive. We recommend avoiding July and August. It's summer, and it gets very hot, especially in the inland Douro, where temperatures pass 35 degrees Celsius. Winter, from November to March, is the time to avoid. Porto is a notoriously rainy and cold city in winter. And how many days to stay in northern Portugal? To see the essentials of Porto and Vila Nova de Gaia, you need 2 to 3 full days. But Porto is the perfect base for exploring the north. To do a complete itinerary, including day trips to Braga and Guimarães, and a visit to the Douro Valley, the ideal is 7 to 10 days in total. With 7 days, you can stay 4 days in Porto and do the day trips, and sleep 2 nights in the Douro. Mandatory documentation. To enter Portugal, which is part of the European Schengen area, you need 2 things. First, a valid passport with at least 3 months of validity after your departure date. Many nationalities do not need a visa to stay for up to 90 days as tourists. And second, travel insurance. Travel insurance in Europe is mandatory under the Schengen Treaty. With a minimum coverage of 30,000 euros, they can ask for proof of your insurance at immigration. We never travel without it. And in the link in the description, there's the comparator we use that always finds the insurance at half the price. And be aware, soon, an electronic travel authorization called ETIAS will also be mandatory for many nationalities, so check on that before you travel. Staying in a good area will make your trip much easier. You'll be close to all these tourist spots. The strategy in this itinerary is to have 2 or 3 base cities. Your main base will be Porto. The 2 best regions are Ribeira and Baixa or Aliados. Ribeira is where the colorful houses are by the river. The pro is the spectacular view. The cons are that it's very touristy, can be noisy, and is a very steep climb to get back from the metro. Our favorite region, and the most practical, is Baixa, near Avenida dos Aliados and São Bento station. The pro is that this area is relatively flat, has more local restaurants, and you are right next to the São Bento station to catch trains for day trips. It's ideal for logistics. The second base is in the Douro Valley. You can do a day trip, but we recommend sleeping there. The best experience is to stay in a quinta, which is a winery hotel. The best base towns are Paço da Régua, or our favorite, Pinhão, which is in the heart of the region. We created this custom map, which explains exactly which is the best region in each of these base cities. If you stay in this marked area, you can't go wrong. We'll leave the link to this map here on the QR code, on the screen, and in the video description. We created it on the hotel site we always use, as it always has the best prices. There, you can put in your travel dates and see all the hotel options within that location, at the lowest prices. We'll also leave links to the hotels where we've stayed. In every destination, we always recommend one that is very cheap and super well located, and another that's a bit nicer, in the same location, but a little more expensive. They are great options. An important tip to save on lodging is the advanced booking strategy. The earlier you book your hotel, the less you will pay. This is why we love using this website. Besides having the lowest prices, it has free cancellation for almost all hotels. You can book as early as possible to guarantee a much lower price. And if you need to cancel later, it's super easy and costs nothing. And remember that in the link below, we always organize everything you need to plan your entire trip for the best price. The sites we use to plan our trips and that have everything much cheaper. International travel eSIM, travel insurance at half price, tickets for all the attractions we mentioned, the good and cheap hotels we've stayed at, the car rental comparator which is essential for the Douro Valley, and the global account, to carry euros paying much lower fees. And the links already contain automatic discounts, as we are always updating them. So save this page to your favorites and use it when planning. It will make your trip much easier and save you a lot of money. Now let's talk about transportation. How to get around northern Portugal. To get there, you'll fly into Porto Airport, OPO. From there, the Metro, Line E, the Purple Line, takes you to the city center at Trindade Station in 30 minutes. It costs about €2. To get around inside Porto, the rule is clear. Walk. The city is compact, but be prepared for the hills. Use the metro or the trams. Uber and Bolt work very well and are very cheap. A 10-minute ride from Aliados to Serralves costs about €5. Do not rent a car in Porto. Traffic is difficult and parking is nearly impossible. To go from Porto to Braga or Guimarães, the best way is the urban train, Comboio Urbano. The journey takes about 1 hour and 15 minutes for each, and costs less than €4 one way. The train leaves from the beautiful São Bento station. To go from Porto to the Douro Valley, you have 3 options. The first is the regional train from São Bento to Pinhão. The trip takes 2.5 hours and is one of the most beautiful rail journeys in the world. The second option is to rent a car. We recommend renting a car in Porto only on the day you go to the Douro. A car is essential if you're sleeping in the Douro and want to visit the different quintas. For those renting, the most important tip is to book in advance online using a price comparator. It's always much cheaper, and you guarantee your vehicle as they sell out in summer. We'll leave the link to the comparator we use in the description. Now, for the main regions and attractions. The first region is the capital, Porto. The #1 attraction is the Ribeira district. It's the waterfront on the Douro River, famous for its colorful, old houses. The attraction is free. The second attraction is the Dom Luís I Bridge. It's the icon of Porto. The golden tip is, walk across the upper deck, where the metro runs. The view is free and is the best in the city, especially at sunset. The third attraction is across the bridge, Vila Nova de Gaia, home to the port wine cellars. The wine is aged here. You must visit a cellar. The most famous are Sandeman, Taylor's, and Graham's. A guided tour with tasting starts at around €20. The fourth attraction is Livraria Lello, the famous Harry Potter bookstore. You must buy a ticket, or voucher, which costs about €5. This amount is deducted if you buy a book. Buy your ticket online. The fifth attraction is the Clérigos Tower, the tallest Baroque church tower in Portugal. You can climb its 240 steps. The view is unmissable. The ticket costs €8. The sixth attraction is São Bento Station. It's a work of art. Entry is free. Go into the main hall and admire the over 20,000 blue and white tiles. The second region is the Douro Valley, the wine route. The seventh attraction is the journey itself. The Linha do, the regional train from São Bento to Pinhão, is one of the most beautiful rail journeys in the world. The trip takes 2.5 hours and costs about €14. The eighth attraction is visiting a quinta, winery. You'll need a car or taxi from Pinhão. Quinta do Crasto is famous for its infinity pool. Quinta do Bonfim is within walking distance of Pinhão. You must book tours. A tour and tasting costs from €30. The ninth attraction is a Robalo boat trip in Pinhão. The boats leave from the Pinhão Pier for a 1 or 2 hour trip on the river. A 1-hour trip costs about €12 to €15. The third region is Minho, the birthplace of Portugal. The 10th attraction is Guimarães. It's famous for being the birthplace of Portugal. The Logistic, a 1-hour 15-minute urban train from São Bento. The main attractions are the Guimarães Castle, €2 ticket, and the Palace of the Dukes, €5 ticket. The 11th attraction is Braga, the religious capital. The Logistic is the same, a 1-hour 15-minute train. The unmissable attraction is the Bom Jesus do Monte Sanctuary. It's on a hill. You can climb the zigzag staircase or take the water-powered funicular. The funicular costs about €1.50. An important tip that will save you time and money is to buy tickets for attractions and tours in advance. Buying on the spot is always more expensive, and the most famous tourist spots like Livraria Lello, the Palácio da Bolsa in Porto, and the wine cellar tours often sell out days before. We'll leave the link on the QR code on the screen and in the description to the site where we always buy tickets and tours for the best price. It's the largest tour site in the world and has practically everything there. Tickets for Livraria Lello, tickets for the Clérigos Tower, tickets for Guimarães Castle, and port wine tasting tours. All at the best price, and you can buy in any currency, saving on fees. And they have free tours that are great, like walking tours of Ribeira. Let's talk shopping. The obvious purchase in northern Portugal is port wine. You'll find the best variety at the cellars in Gaia. Also buy Vinho Verde, which is typical of the Minho region. The second famous purchase is cork products and hand-painted tiles. In Guimarães, you'll find traditional embroidery. And in Porto, Rua de Santa Catarina is the main shopping street, with stores like Zara. And the tax-free tip applies. The tax in Portugal, VAT, is 23%. You can request a refund on purchases over €50. And for those who are new here to the channel, welcome. Our mission is to help you travel more and better around the world. If you're enjoying it, subscribe to the channel and like the video. It helps us a lot. Speaking of gastronomy, the food of northern Portugal is hearty, heavy, and delicious. The star of Porto is the francesinha. It's a giant sandwich with steak, sausage, and ham, covered in melted cheese and a hot beer and tomato sauce. You have to try it. Another unmissable dish is codfish. In Porto, ask for bacalhau a Gomes de Sá. You also need to try polvo a laga, roasted octopus. And the most famous local sandwich is the sanduíche de pernil, roast pork. For restaurant suggestions, starting with the cheap ones. For the best pork sandwich, Casa Guedes, in Porto, is the place. The sandwich with cheese costs about €7. The second cheap option is Café Santiago, in Porto. It's the most traditional place for the best francesinha. It costs about €12. For an expensive experience in Porto, the Yateman, in Gaia, has 2 Michelin stars. and a spectacular view. The tasting menu costs over €200 per person. And for luxury in the Douro Valley, DOC, by Chef Rui Paula. It's on the road between Rega and Pinhão, right on the river. The tasting menu costs over €150 per person. And how much does it cost to eat in Porto? It's paradise. It's one of the cheapest cities in Western Europe. A full Big Mac combo costs about €7. A Superbock beer costs €1.50. The golden tip is to look for the Prato do Dia, dish of the day, at lunchtime. For €10 to €15, you get a starter, main course, drink, dessert, and coffee. A full dinner at a mid-range restaurant will be around €30 to €40 per person. And the tip? It's not mandatory, but it's very kind and expected to leave about 10%. What about nightlife? The night in Porto is super lively. The epicenter is Rua das Galerias de Paris and its side streets. The bars are tiny and the party happens in the street. In Ribeira, the bars are calmer and more touristy, perfect for a glass of wine with a view of the illuminated bridge. Traveling with kids? Northern Portugal is great for kids. In Porto, they'll love the Six Bridges cruise on the Douro River. The ticket costs about €15. They also like climbing the Clarigos Tower. The Gaia cable car is a fun ride, and Guimarães Castle is perfect for them, like a movie set. Combining your trip? This itinerary is already a great combination. But from Porto, it's very easy to travel on. You can take the Alpha Pendular high-speed train and be in Lisbon in 3 hours and 15 minutes, or you can go north. Porto is very close to Spain. You can take a bus or drive for 2.5 hours and visit Santiago de Compostela in Galicia. If you liked the video, like and subscribe to our channel to always travel more and better around the world. Thank you very much and have a great trip.